To you. So, what we are talking about this morning is the power of authenticity in your personal brand. And this isn't like a throwaway thing. Is my mic on? It's been that kind of morning. Where am I and what is going on? I know Thanksgiving's coming up. Anyway, um, so this isn't sort of a throwaway talk where you're like, well, no, duh, right? Of course, I need to be authentic in my personal brand. Let's get into what I mean by authentic, okay? What people would usually think whenever I say, like, you need to be authentic, at all, ever, whatever people would normally think would be, I need to be myself, right? I need to not compromise my quirks and my things and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's true. Also, to be fully authentic, you need to be fully yourself, even in the tough stuff. To be fully authentic in your personal brand is to also let people know when you're going through stuff, okay? I think that it has been taught, and I see a lot of people do this, where they believe that they need to be somehow immune to pain and immune to the outside world and immune to anything that could uh, make them appear vulnerable. That's it. I was finding it. Make them appear vulnerable in any way because they need to be the leader. They need to be the leader of their people, and they need to be strong, and they need to be, be able to be counted on, and all of those things. What people really need is actual honesty from their leaders. They need to see their leaders go through stuff to show them how to go through stuff. That's the whole thing. If we act like nothing ever bothers us, or if we act like we've never had stuff that we've had to go through, then we're missing the boat completely on leadership. Because all that we're doing then is we're teaching tactics and a do this, do that, do this, do that system approach, which, I mean, I'm a systems girl, right? I mean, I love my systems, and I love making them work and all of that. But you guys, I'm also a human. And I also go through stuff. It came up in my news feed. Wait, where am I going here with my hair? All right, right side. I keep it away from my mic, you guys. um, but I had something come up in my Facebook memories this last weekend. And it was that time a year ago when Mike walked out the door. Normal day, taking Nora to school. Mike walked out the door, and then he walks back in and he says, "Martha," and it was in kind of like a weird tone of voice, and I was the kind of tone of voice where you're like, what just happened? Um, and I'm like, ah, and he goes, "Where are cars?" I don't know if you were around last year, but last year our Corvette and our Escalade were both stolen from our driveway the same night. And we live in a gated community, right? I mean, that's why we moved to this community. And it's not just a gated, like there's a human being at the gate. There's security guards, right? And that's why we moved here, is because safety is very important to us. And so when that happened, not, gosh, 2-3 months after we moved in, I was like, what? And so as that happened, you guys, I also shared it. I shared kind of like my process and how I was going through that, because there was a lot of, in the beginning part of it, there was a lot of, I mean, it was just like startling that, just somebody would steal from you in the first place. So there's that. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, if they would steal things that expensive, it could have potentially come right into my house. My family is sleeping and all of that, like it's just like a scary situation. And whenever I went, I was kind of just like publicly processing all of that stuff, but I wasn't acting like it didn't happen. And I was sharing how my trust in God was getting me through it, and how I knew there was going to be something on the other side of it for us. And I knew that. And there's an amazing, there's amazing things on the other side of it. But I'm not acting like it didn't happen, and I'm not acting like it didn't affect me, and I'm not acting like I wasn't hurt in the moment. And that's what us as leaders, and we are leaders of our communities. Maybe that's the first thing that you need to become okay with, right? Our authenticity and our personal brand is a source of our leadership. I really feel like maybe I need to sit in this for a second with you. Are you open to being a leader? Because whether your audience is millions or if your audience is 10 people, you are the leader. When you accept that role and you accept that responsibility, you are a leader. And so I need you to lean into that. Because as you help people out, as you walk them to the solution that you've learned about the thing that that they want to do, that you know how to do, and all of that, you're a leader. You're not just somebody, if you're selling a program or whatever, you're not just somebody selling something. You're leading them to change. You're leading them to a different version of their life. And to be a good leader, you guys, in my opinion, to be a good leader, we need to be vulnerable, and we need to be transparent, and then we need to be authentic in all of that. It doesn't mean, well, I got to show them my funny quirks and that's my authenticity. It's my flavor. It's who I am. Yes. And you got to show them the stuff you don't want to show them. The stuff you don't want to show anybody, because they've got that stuff too, and they don't know what to do with it. And this is the best part of leadership ever. I love you guys. Have the best day. Bye-bye.